Hey, this is Beth Blake Arrington. I'm a part-time library assistant at the Carteret County Public Library in Beaufort. And this is Book Talks. I'm back in the nonfiction section of our library. And this time it's U.S. history. Don't sigh, this is fun. It's U.S. history as we wish it would be taught. It's by traveling the footsteps and visiting the sites, or in this case, horse hooves and carriage tracks. The book is Travels with George in Search of Washington and His Legacy. It's by Nathaniel Philbrick. It came out September 14th, 2021. This book gives real meaning to the adage that George Washington slept here. With nods to John Steinbeck and Travels with Charlie, Philbrick uses first-person account as he and his wife, Melissa, and their dog Dora travel in fall of 2018 by car, and they follow George Washington's pre-inaugural tour, April 16th through 24th, 1789. They go from Mount Vernon. He went from there to his inauguration in New York City and then on through the New England states. It was a whirlwind, in-person, let's see the colonies, now states, journey. He delayed Rhode Island and North Carolina until they could get their act together and ratify the Constitution. And then there was the 1,887-mile Southern tour. Philbrick blends humor with history, observations of the past meshed with what's going on and today at each site. Remember now, this is our first president, and Washington just accepted the job as sense of duty. And the nation is in its infancy. Folks were still unsure how it would work and if it would work. Washington decided to tour the ex-colonies that are now states and talk to regular folks and sell the idea of one nation, America. Philbrick follows Washington from Mount Vernon to the new capital in New York, a month-long tour of Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island, post-signing, Long Island, where he is thought to have stopped by Setauket, where we had spies ring, a spy ring that wasn't even, their names weren't even revealed until 1939. And then the Southern tour through Virginia, down through North Carolina. Now check these stops in North Carolina: Halifax, Tarboro, Greenville, New Bern, Wilmington, and then on to South Carolina. He traveled the sands of the Myrtle Beach stand by horse carriage. And then he went to Georgetown, Charleston, Savannah, then up the eastern back of Georgia to Augusta, across to Columbia and Camden, and then on to Charlotte, Salisbury, Salem, the Guilford Courthouse, and then back to Virginia for a meeting with future sellers of the site of where he wanted the nation's capital, which is now Washington, D.C. He stopped in taverns and inns and stately homes. Philbrick blends scenery and sights with then and now, forests and coastlines, and now very developed urbanized setting. And the stories, how the man whose legacy as father of the country had slaves, who he released on his death, except the ones that were endowed and the property of his wife. He was overseeing that estate. Amazing to me was the amount of materials still around in libraries, old trunks, letters framed on library walls. For example, at Portsmouth, New Hampshire, he travels by boat across to Kittery and what is known as the Red House. The landing is still there, the house is available for rent, and the owner tells of the trunk the family had filled with letters, and there's a family connection. Check the book out and find out. Philbrick met reenactors, tour guides, librarians, History Society members, and those who safeguard and keep history alive. He tells of an 18th century America fraught with division and how Washington's character, standing up to governors, listening to different people, and pointing out he's only a man, but is president, helped forge a nation. If this grabs you at all, you might like to turn in to the series Turn, T-U-R-N, that's on Netflix, and that's about Washington's spies. And just as a little reminder, P.S., George Washington's white horse was named Prescott for the Southern Tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I love this book. I've got marks all through it where I really showed what I like the quotes. Take care and tune in again. Thanks.